Hi everyone, welcome to Chalchitra Talks. I'm Vaani, and this week I want to talk to you about an Austrian writer, Stefan Zweig. On Feb 22, 1942, Stefan Zweig and his second wife went to the bedroom of their rented apartment in Brazil. There, they laid down on the bed, she in her kimono, he in a shirt and a tie, after taking an enormous dose of sleeping pills. The previous evening, Swag had played chess with his neighbor, then gone home and written a note explaining his decision to leave the world. उस टाइम पर this double suicide was reported as a matter of worldwide significance in the media. Mostly because Stefan Zweig was an Austrian Jew who had left Austria in 1934 to move to London, then New York, and eventually settling down in Brazil. As Hitler rose to power in 1933, all his work was banned across the German-speaking world. I don't know if you've heard of Stefan Zweig, but 1920s or 1930s mein, he was the most translated author in Europe. And Wes Anderson's The Budapest Hotel is inspired by a lot of Stefan Zweig's works. So I had this book by him for the longest time I can remember, but I had never come around to reading it for many reasons. And I was not going to read it anytime soon as well. Had it not been for my sibling who forced me to pick this book up, I would have gone on living without realizing how brilliant Stefan Zweig is. So this week, I want to recommend to you one of his famous works, A Chess Story. It's also sold under the title of The Royal Game. So if you come across a similar title, it's just the same story, but different titles. The plot takes place on a cruise ship. There are three main characters, a narrator, then there is a young world chess champion, grandmaster, Mirko Zantovic. So I'm not certain of the pronunciation, but anyway, Mirko is a young world chess champion and he only plays chess now to con people of their money. And there's a third character, Dr. B, who is from an affluent Austrian family and he has a passion for chess. So as you can imagine, ye log milenge ship pe, Dr. B and Mirko. There might be a chess match between the two. But agar main aapko aur details bataungi, I think I will eventually end up giving you big spoilers because the book is only a few hundred pages long. I'll share a personal example with you. So I love playing Sudoku. I cannot live without the game. Agar din mein I don't solve at least a few sets, I cannot sleep and I cannot go about doing my work. And initially when I started playing Sudoku, I could not sleep without having solved a set. If there was an unsolved set, I would have weird dreams of not being able to solve Sudoku and being killed. And this obsession or this mania is something that is shown in this book, but it is for chess and it is on a whole different level. There's this conversation in the book that happens between the narrator and Dr. B, and Dr. B explains his love for chess. And he says, my pleasure in playing became a desire to play, a mania, a frenzy which permeated not only my waking hours but gradually my sleep too. Chess was all I could think about. Chess moves, chess problems were the only form my thoughts could take. Sometimes I awoke with a sweaty brow and understood that I might have unconsciously gone on playing even while I slept. And if I dreamt of people, all they did was a move, like the bishop or the rook, or hopscotch like the knight. So if you love playing chess, or if you want to understand how mania works or how obsession feels like, I feel this is a beautiful book to explain that to you. So a major part of this book revolves around Dr. B's passion for chess, how he became so obsessed with the game. And in doing so, Swag brilliantly puts out for you what mania feels like, what obsession feels like, and the curiosity of a human mind, and how if you do not chain that curiosity, if you do not tame that curiosity, it can easily enslave your mind. At the end of the book, Stefan Zweig offers you one solution for your mania and obsession, which is retreat. I did not initially agree with the solution, But there are two main reasons why I love this book. One, Stefan Zweig sent this work to an American publisher just a few days before his death. So, if you know of his backstory, you will immediately draw parallels between Stefan Zweig and one of the characters. And you will eventually realize what he must have felt like in his final days. The second reason is Stefan Zweig was a Jewish author. He was the most translated writer in 1920s and 30s across Europe. However, this book is his first work in which he directly looks at Nazism. The match between Dr. B and Mirko symbolizes the duel between Nazism, an authoritarian regime, and a social regime or democracy. So this was my this week's recommendation, A Chess Story by Stefan Zweig. I hope you liked it, and I will be back again with another recommendation next week.